Hello friends, in this video we will learn about the types of cybersecurity attacks. There are various types of cybersecurity attacks are there, and most of the knowledge that we have the cybersecurity attacks helps us in the interviews. So let us start with this first cybersecurity attack, that is malware. A malware is a software that performs malicious actions such as data corruption or taking over a system. On a device or a network, malware makes its way into a system through a malicious link or email that is clicked by a user. Once a system is infected by malware, it can block access to critical components of your network, gather sensitive data, and damage the system. Spyware. Spyware is a form of malware that stays concealed on a device and transmits real-time data, such as bank details and passwords, and covertly to the host. Phishing. When a hacker attempts to bait individual into disclosing critical information such as personally identifiable information, banking details, and passwords, it is known as phishing. An email can trick the email recipient into providing confidential information or downloading malware into the system by clicking on a hyperlink in the mail. Distributed denial of service, that is DDoS. DDoS attacks are aimed to disrupt a computer network by overwhelming the servers and requests. During a DDoS attack, the network gets flooded with superfluous requests from hundreds of thousands of IP addresses that overload the system and keep the legitimate requests from being fulfilled. It causes the target system, such as website, to crash from an overload of demands. Ransomware. As the name suggests, ransomware is a type of malware that blocks access to a system or data until a ransom is paid. The attack involves data encryption on the target system that renders all the files inaccessible and demands a monetary ransom to give back access to the owner again. These attacks can be low-level nuisances or even have damaging consequences. Zero-day exploits. A zero-day exploit is a cyber attack that happens the same day a flaw occurs in software, hardware, or firmware. Because the software flaw is recent, it is hard to put up a protection system in place immediately. Advanced Persistent Threats, that are APTs. An APT refers to an unauthorized user gaining access to a system or network, remaining there without being detected for a long period. Trojans, very dangerous ones. Named after the Trojan horse of ancient Greek history, this type of malware or code initially acts as a legitimate standard application or file and tricks on into loading and executing malware on their device. Once inside the host system, the Trojan releases the malicious code that has the potential to damage or steal data or execute some other harmful activity on a network. Wiper attacks. A wiper attack is a type of malware that intends to wipe out the hard drive of the computer that is infected by the attack. This involves wiping, overwriting, or removing data from the victim's computer. These kinds of attacks are primarily destructive and often do not involve the demand for a ransom. Sometimes, wiper attacks are used to cover the tracks of a separate data theft that is being carried out simultaneously. Wiper attacks aren't covert for the most part, as they are not meant to linger quietly in the background. Intellectual property theft. Intellectual property theft is the stealing of using someone else's intellectual property without their permission. Man-in-the-middle attack, that is MITM attack. A MITM attack is when an attacker inserts themselves in the middle of a communication between two parties, such as a user and an application, and attempts to steal information. During a MITM attack, the attacker can eavesdrop or impersonate one of the parties, making it seem as if the normal exchange of information is underway. Drive-by downloads. A drive-by download attack is a download that happens without a person's knowledge, often installing a malicious program such as spyware, malware, or virus. The download can happen in two ways. Downloads that happen after authorization is given by the user but without understanding the consequences. For example, downloads that install an unknown or counterfeit executable program. Downloads that happen without the knowledge of the user, for example, a computer virus, spyware, malware, or crimeware. Malvertising. Malvertising, otherwise referred to as a malware advertising, is online advertisements that spread malware and compromise systems. Generally, this happens through the injection of malicious code into ads. Rough security software. Rough security software is a malware and internet fraud that is disguised as a real software. It tricks users into believing that their computer has a virus and convinces them to pay for a fake malware removal tool that installs malware on their computer. Natural disasters. Sometimes natural disasters can disrupt the data center that houses the software. Cybersecurity scope in India. This we'll talk in the next video. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.